First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Here we go, set, 18, Gator.
Watch the run, 36, 36. Check that.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Recon, 132 fighter. 5.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a give, right side. Scott. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On play action, Rivers. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
In today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First carry for Nick Chubb. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Take 4.
Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
Ready?
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your number one path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rivers. This one caught by Davis. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Number 53. Mike 53. Let's go.
Now.
First down, Rivers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Let's go.
Hey, Charlie.
To throw again. Rivers. And his throw here's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
On the
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Rivers. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. Myles Garrett in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Two-jet bomber. Two-jet bomber.
We got 4. Undercrook. Check. He's checking.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
20.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
From the gun, Mayfield. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
First down, Cleveland.
Ready? Check nickel.
Real.
A first down throw from Mayfield. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first-quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
180. Regular.
Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot. No.
They'll run with Chubb. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That really sets them back, a loss of 6. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Mayfield now. And that'll be incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
King!
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Four yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Ready, set.
53, Mike. Here we go.
Hey, team 6.
Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
On 3rd down, Rivers. That is caught by Cullen. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up and start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Safe. Check three.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rivers. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 1st down for the Bears, a gain of 15. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
What we got? Get it.
They'll run on 1st down. Scott. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 31, Mayfield. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Browns drive about to get started as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Chubb with a carry on first down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Corner right, corner right, corner right. Hurry, hurry!
58, Mike, 58.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Run.
Mayfield looks to throw. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off at the 36. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 31, Rivers. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Hard.
Rivers on first down. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Rivers gets this to his running back, Torrey Cohen. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice, safe throw and a good one.
Open man here is Scott, complete. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see them.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. This is taken around the 12. And he's out right at the 25. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hey, Orbit.
Here's Mayfield. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Mayfield on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's now 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal.
King. Up. 80 weapons.
51, Mike 51. Hey. Check 31.
Hey, alert. Pistol.
Mayfield with it once more. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Come get some. Come on.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. A run for Nick Chubb. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They go play action here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. He's going to... Now Mayfield lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Mike 53.
From the gun, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it.
Brings up 3rd down.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Hey, wahoo!
Working out of the gun, Rivers. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. This quarterback now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down. Now Cohen. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Go!
From the 44, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. 3rd and long for Rivers. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. This is complete. It's Baldwin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Okay, ready?
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 50.
Hey, echo. Ready?
From the red zone now, Rivers. And this is Gabriel on the catch.
Got you, boy.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
X3. 218, chopper.
Now Scott. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the safety screen. Get it.
3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 42. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
At the 41-yard line.
Ready.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hey, watch that. Let's go.
On 1st down, it's Scott. 20. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Ready. 10 logo. Topper. Snap.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rivers. He gets it to Baldwin. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Mack Wilson able to put an end to that play, and in so doing puts an end to this 3rd quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 45-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. This is the tight end, Njoku. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They run. Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Got it.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
34-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Now Rivers. This one caught by Davis. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 32 on the play.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run on 1st down. Scott. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Rivers. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll let it go deep for Beckham. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Hurry! Danny. Hurry! Promotion! Bumps up the helmet, here we go!
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll set them back 5. Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game. Following the penalty, Chubb. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Alert!
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll give it to Chubb, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
It's our field. It's our field. Hurry! Mike 51.
A toss play to Chubb. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd? And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
going the other way.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play.
He's got a man, complete. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 64 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing now is Trubisky. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Now a desperation throw deep down, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he is all the way up past the 25.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Browns, it will wind up a .500 season as the win means they'll finish right at 8-8. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for the Bears, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. But more importantly, they'll get a week to rest as they've earned a first-round bye.